Whoa. All right. So good morning, everyone. That was a different intro. Felt like it was certainly quicker. There maybe was an abbreviation there. I'm not sure if you felt that, Ben. But
I don't know. The intros have been quick lately, but I was not expecting the automation station to pop up, but I love it.
no, it was great. It was great. I'm not complaining.
Thank
Good
you,
morning,
producer.
everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back to Man and Machine here, one of two PeakBot live shows on the Tradier Hub. This is episode 165. We've been doing this for quite a while here. So great show for everybody this morning. We've got stocks in real life. We'll be talking about ticker XOM, Exxon Mobil. We'll be maybe trying to form a trade idea around that, as well as share our experiences both in life and with the stock. We're going to do a bot review. We're going to look at results for our next gen strategies, King Condor, Shoreboat, BenBot, and more. I want to talk about a wheel position that I turned back on TQQ and a few other things. And this is a crazy idea. I doubt we'll do this, but I haven't weighed myself in a while, and I have the scale right in front of me. I was like, I wonder if we get enough people in here and there's an engaging audience. Maybe I go do, not on camera, live weighing. You'll have to trust my number. It's correct. But maybe we can put a guess out there for anybody who wants to come, gets the closest to my number, gets a free month of PeakBot.
Wow. We'll have to have some participation.
We'll have to. It doesn't have to be today. This can be any time. There's just a thought. It might be fun.
Should we do, are you actively trying to lose weight? Because we could do like a weekly weigh-in live.
No, I'm not. I mean, sure. I'm just trying to be healthy. Some reason I'm trying to. My diet is terrible, and I'm not gaining weight. So I think something's wrong. You know what I mean? But this has been happening for months. But I'm not going to the doctor about it yet. I kind of like this whole eat whatever you want, don't gain weight thing. But no, the health isn't there. But anyway, okay, let's get into it. Still going to let people join here. Ben, how was your weekend?
Weekend was good. I was down the shore, probably the last bit of the beach that I'll have this year, which is fine.
Good days for it, right?
There was a good day, yeah. Otherwise, it was rainy and windy and a little bit too chilly, but there was a good day.
Okay. Any beach football? Was there
No,
enough people there?
not enough people there.
All right.
Beach football is a big thing in my family. I know you know that, but
The audience doesn't.
Doug doesn't know that.
Doug doesn't know that. Beach football is a very big deal in the Colbella family. So let's do this. Let's dive right in, Ben. I think we get into stocks in real life here. Let's talk about Exxon. We can share your screening and get going here.
Cool.
Okay. So, Ben, this ticker's been around the block with PeakBot and our traders. This was a very popular one on trend spread. For those of you who've been around and had traded that strategy is still available and grandfathered to those who were trading it. It's been what we'll call benched for new subscribers. It's just not performing at the level in which our other strategies are. So we pull it. All right. That's what good bot providers should do. If you got, put your best players in the game. Right. So, but anyway, trend spread was a weekly, and still is a weekly, directional credit spread strategy trading with the trend. All right. So Exxon, I'll look it up in my Tradier account. I know I've traded Exxon before. This was a popular pick, I feel like, for Thomas on PeakBot picks back in the day. Mm-hmm. So Ben, talk to me about your experience with Exxon Mobil, and then we'll get into the stock. And might I just add, we're in New Jersey. So anything gasoline's a little different for people compared to the rest of the world.
We do not pump our own gas, although I think I prefer to pump my own gas. How do you feel about that?
So I went to school in PA. My wife's from PA. I've spent a lot of time in PA pumping my own gas. I want my gas pumped for me because I'm more comfortable in my car than I am outside my car in most weather conditions. Like I certainly don't want to be doing it when it's really cold or rainy or anything. And now I sound privileged, but just remind yourself, I'm just from Jersey. We're conditioned this way.
That's a good point. My gas pumping experience is from when I went to school down in South Florida. So
yeah,
super bad weather. But I prefer it just because you don't have to wait for the attendant to come over and then pump your gas for you. Because sometimes, I don't know about you, sometimes I'm waiting there for a few minutes.
No, you're right though. It's a double wait situation. You got to wait for them to get to you, and then wait for them to get back to you when your pump's done. Yeah, it could kill time. I'll tell you my personal experience with ExxonMobil is where I'm located now. That's the closest gas station to me, but it's also one of those gas stations that's very conveniently placed right off of a highway. So it's incredibly overpriced. Ben, you probably know the one I'm talking about, right next to the mall, coming to my place. It's seriously, still first. You cannot pump your own gas in Jersey.
Illegal.
I think it's illegal. Yeah, you'll get in trouble. Don't touch the pump. But so my Exxon experience is I'm a schmuck if I end up at that ExxonMobil, because I'll tell myself I'm going to build in enough time to go down the street and get the properly priced gas. Then I'm on the New York, Ben. Or no, actually I had it, but the day before when we were heading to the city, I was like, damn, I'm just going to go pay 30 cents more a gallon. You're a schmuck. I hate myself when I get gas there.
Yeah, my Exxon experience is those are the gas stations in the rest stops on the way home from the shore, or going down to the shore as well. But yeah, they're ridiculously priced. I'm a quick check gas kind of guy.
Yeah,
I've got the rewards. I pull up. I got the app going. I know the attendance, and it's the whole thing. I go to the same quick check.
Yeah, and they take care of you. How's the wait time? Not terrible.
If late night, sometimes the attendants aren't even out there. They're just hanging out inside. Yeah. That's why I say, like, those times I'd like to pump my own gas.
No, I feel that. That's fair.
Outside, you can't, Doug. But I'll tell you what, some gas stations go even further. They take the next step and they say, "You stay in your car, and I'm going to squeegee your windows for you."
Oh, this ExxonMobil right here, and that's why I'm a schmuck, because I feel like I have to give the guy $1.
You got to tip him.
I got to give him $1, and so rarely do I have cash on me, so I'm throwing this guy quarters out my window. I feel like I hate it. My car can clean itself in the important parts. Stop squeegeeing my car. I'll say this, and then we'll get into the stock. Maybe, Ben, you can pull up a chart or a chain. I forget what I was going to say. Couldn't have been that important.
Self-cleaning car.
Oh, where I went to school in PA, there was, I don't know if you've ever seen this, Ben, there was outside of New Jersey, a full service gas station. So 10 minutes from my school, I'd have to pass 5 or 6 gas stations, but I could go get my gas pumped for me in PA at a full service gas station. And they only charge a couple cents more. I did it a couple times. You ever see one outside the state?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, it's rare. Really quick, last thing. What side of the car is your pump on? Go. What side of the car? Now.
Driver's side on my wife's car, which is the car we normally drive. Passenger side on my car.
Hate when it's both. That's the same thing for me. They're switched up. Last thought, I keep saying this. Do you think car manufacturers have an unspoken agreement or a law or agreement that says, hey, we got to split this up? Because if you think about it, gas stations absolutely need a 50-50 split on that.
Yeah,
yes, you can come in the other way. I understand that, but sometimes you can't.
Yeah, I was about to
50-50 split.
I was about to mention what Doug just said here, that there's an arrow on all fuel gauges to let you know.
All cars past what year, maybe? Okay, maybe the last 15 years they've had that arrow on it. You're probably right about that. So yeah, my dad doesn't know that though. Okay, let's look at the stock. I'm going to pull up the chart. Ben, what do you have up?
I was going to pull up the chart.
All right, you pull up the chart, I'll pull up the chain.
Okay. I've got the daily bars looking at ExxonMobil. Now, you said it before, Dylan. This was a hot stock for trend spread, even for wheel if you had the cash. I remember when we were talking about it. Where were we? I feel like we were down below $100 when we were looking at this originally.
Yeah,
but I don't think
just under.
That can't be right. Because I mean, look, we're all the way back in 2023 here. We're above $100.
All right, so I just pulled the trade I had from May 9th of this year. May 9th and May 16th, I was trading this on trend spread.
Hopefully you were bearish.
I was bearish. Making, nice. And it was a $1 spread. Wow. So it was a $1 spread. I had the $110 call. And I made like $12 in premium. This is ridiculous. I don't even know why I was trading this. But yeah, okay. So where are we at right now?
Right now, we are pre-market at 112.70. So I mean, we're really, XOM doesn't move too much. If we take a look at this. So for the past here, we'll draw a horizontal line here and here. We'll call it. We've been trading between 100 and 120 since October of 2022.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
We've been hanging out in that range. Long dated iron condor. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. How long are we thinking?
I mean, how long can we stay in this
end of
range?
The year?
No, longer.
Longer.
I would say 6 months at least. Try to get something for March expiration.
All right, so I'm going to pull up my screen here, and we'll keep flopping back and forth. So we're on XOM. When did you say March?
Yeah.
All right, so here's a March 20th expiration, okay? We're going to go, oh, sorry, my screen's not on. Here we go. Zooming in now. All right, so Ben, you were saying between 100 and 120, right?
Yeah.
So let's say we wanted to sell a put at 100, sell a call at 120. All right. How long you want to make this $5 wide? You want to go 10 wide? What are you thinking?
Let's go 10 wide, like some more preem.
All right. So let's see what we got here. So we're gonna go in this direction. Just killed a spider on my keyboard. Sorry for the smack. All right. Send a ticket. Let's see what we got here. Could it be? All right. So Ben, make sure I have this all set up because I've screwed this up in the past. All right. So I've got a sold put at 100, bought put at 90. All right. Sold call at 120, bought call at 130. Credit mid right now is $387, which nice premium. I mean, this is a long dated option.
Talking. You know, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, I can make this in a day with King Condor.
Yeah. What are you gonna lock up the capital for? Here, let's do this. Let's just see. First of all, I'm curious to know what we would look at if we were going to go expiring this week. Give me Ben, give the people. Let's talk about a condor. Or are we bullish or bearish this week?
I think here. Let's pull up. Can you get my screen going again?
Yep. All right. So expiring 9/26. Talk to me. Oh yeah, we're bullish.
I think I'm bullish.
Forming a little bit of a wedge here.
Yeah, the higher high wasn't that much higher.
Yeah.
And we're also hitting this top here, it seems. So maybe we're hitting some resistance. If we break below, I'd say if we were to open, and we are down pre-market today. Yeah, if we break below like 112, 111, it really is 110 would make me really feel like we were reversing a little bit.
Can you show me the technicals and some analyst ratings? I know it's not like everything, but I am curious.
We've got we got buy signals, only one sell, 10 neutral, 15 buy. Analysts are saying buy. 30 of them are saying buy. And then 24 offer a 1-year forecast, which averages out to a nice 9.7% return based on where we currently are. Some have us going as low as $95.
So, your point of, I could just make that on King Condor. You screwed with me a little, because
That's not the right mentality. It's not the right mentality.
No, it is not. It's a trader's mentality. It's not an investor's mentality. This is what we're trying to think about here. Because Ben, click on 5 years, and it'll probably show you the weekly bar. I can't believe this is the range you were talking about, right? Like, as you can see it here. Okay, so we've seen a lot of growth. And if you click on all time, it starts to get crazy. I mean, this is a great bullish stock, right? I mean,
that's because they're factoring in splits and everything.
Yep.
Yes.
But over the last 5 years, I mean, this thing really has not dropped below 90 since October of 2022. It's touched 90 2 or 3 times since then and bounces right off of it immediately. I mean, I know we haven't seen below like 97, 98 even in the last few months or this year at all. But man, it's really trading in a channel for at least the last year and a half. And I don't know, man.
I didn't even think about this, but this is COVID. Exxon was seemingly down in the dumps during COVID. But no,
yeah, that's interesting.
$30.
Were people not driving? People not leaving their houses? Less gas?
Yeah. I don't know. No flights. People weren't flying. Think about all the things that use gas. It's a lot.
Your house. Well, I guess, yeah, it depends. All right, what do we think? Do we have a trade idea? Do we want to put something out there, an order to fill? What are we thinking here?
Yeah, Doug.
And by the way,
prices plummeted, and Doug has a good point to keep in mind that Exxon pays a dividend. So if price is challenging your strike, you could get assigned early. We have seen early assignments happen many times before.
Yep.
All right, trade idea. So pre-market, we're down to 112.50. I would say.
Are you going short here?
I'm going to go long. I'm going to say that we're going to stay in this. We're going to hit support here. We're going to continue to make higher lows and probably come back up to this level, maybe making a triple or quadruple top, depending on how far back you're going. And then probably break down. But I think for this week, I'm going with a bullish play.
Okay. So where's the line for you? Where's your
what are we getting for the 110 strike if we sold the 110 strike?
So here, I'll pull this back up. So if we're selling the one, so you want 10 wide or 5 wide now for just a week out?
Give me a 5.
All right.
I don't want the condor either. I just want the
no condor, just the put.
Yep.
All right. 20. No, I must have this incorrect. What am I doing wrong here?
You got different strikes. I'm on the 110 strike.
Oh, that'll do it. 110 and 105. All right, 31 cents.
Yeah, not worth it. Give me the 109 hedge. Let's see what we get for $1.
14.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what this looks like when the market opens. See how prices change.
Okay, cool. So look, a couple ideas. When we look at the chart here, all right, over the last 5 years, this is what I was talking about earlier. It touches 90 here. I think this is a great stock to be neutral on. If you're going wide enough, right? Ben, I did not hate the first trade idea we put together, making $300 in premium to stay between 100 and 120. Not financial advice, by the way.
Long dated. That'll be the trade idea. Long dated, and then you could take profit early. I'd say set your profit target. The trade idea would be set your profit target at 10%. Right.
Yep. Okay, perfect. So that's what we'll do. I'm going to stop sharing here. We're going to get back into the swing of things. Let's talk about our bots last week and their performance. All right. So let me just pull this up here.
By the way, we did take I think you and I both took a trade last week. Was it
mine never filled?
It never filled. Mine did.
Yours?
UVix. Yeah.
Oh, let's talk. You want to pull it up?
Yeah, pull it up, and then let's quickly go over the trades from last week because we still got to go through bot shop, and then we gotta get done before 9:30.
Yeah, we took
big
too
day,
long.
big PeakBot day today. Launching a couple of partner bots.
Big day.
We've got some stuff to do. All right, let me get this up here. We were talking about volatility around FOMC last week. I wound up taking the $12 call on UVix. I paid 20 cents for it. And then, because I bought these. And then I sold them for 30 cents. So a quick 50% gain.
Nice.
Yeah, I was happy with it.
On 10 of them.
$100. Yeah. Quick $100.
All right, nicely done. Manually, man and machine, huh?
Manually traded, and September 16th, was that Tuesday last week? I think I sold it before. Yeah, it was. I sold it before rate announcements.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I put an order out there. Never filled. It wasn't on UVix either. It was on something else. I forget. But all right, cool. So then let's quickly go through results. All right. I'm going to pull this up here. How much I need to fund my account with in order for me to use PeakBot? Great question from Momentum Hustle. Let's answer that quickly. Ideally, 100K, but minimum 25,000 is needed to trade each of our strategies, if you will, meaning the most expensive one, how much cash you need available is BenBot. And we'll look at that now. It's a daily covered call strategy on IWM. So you need to buy 100 shares of IWM each day. All right. Well, the bot does. So it depends on what strategy you want to use. All right. If you want to use BenBot, you need 25K. If you want to use King Condor or Shorebo, you need 10K. All right. And if you want to use the wheel, the price varies. All right, depending upon the stock from the watch list. All right, so hopefully that answers your question. But Momentum Hustle, what I would encourage you to do is schedule some time with our team. So if you'd like, shoot us an email to experience@peakbot.com, and we'll send you over our qualifying survey and see if we can get you set up on PeakBot. All right. Awesome. Thank you for asking. So let's just pull this up. All right, BenBot. Now, since we're talking about it, let's zoom in here and take a look. So here's September for BenBot, up nearly 0.8%. All right, we're happy with that. We've got 7 trading days left in the month. BenBot likes to trade nearly every day, with the exception of a huge overnight gap on IWM. So you can see 3 for 5 last week, netted $193 per unit. That's on the 25K there. So steady as always for BenBot. Room to improve, I guess, Ben, right? Just compared on the monthly, right? It's averaging about 2.5% a month, but this is a great return here regardless. Pumped about it. That is BenBot, daily covered call strategy on IWM. This is the fun one right now, Ben, right?
Yes, it is.
So King Condor, if you've been around with PeakBot, you know King Condor's had its ups and its downs. To be expected, by the way. We know this about the strategy. This is not necessarily a strategy you're building your entire portfolio around. It's a 1 DTE iron condor strategy on SPX specifically. So a neutral range bound strategy that covers the entire market. That's not, it's not a long-term investing strategy. It's more so a short-term trading strategy meant for some quick cash, but drawdowns come with that. All right. So a little bit of a higher risk, higher reward. In September, we're getting the reward part of it. All right. We are up nearly $1,000. An extra dollar there would have been nice. Up $999 per unit on King Condor. Okay. So that is nearly 10%, 9.99% per unit. All right. So 3 for 3 last week. Ben went 5 for its last 5 trades. I'm starting to, yeah, okay. You can see it. Never mind. No, but I think the traders need to know. Statistically speaking, the bot wins 56% of the time. All right. Statistically speaking. So it did not trade 2 of the days last week, specifically due to FOMC. I don't know off the top of my head, Ben. I'm assuming we avoided some blood there. Not totally sure, but I think we might have avoided at least 1 or 2 losses. So that's good. That's King Condor up 10% this month. Love to see it. On how many trades? 8 trades, 6 for 8 in September. All right.
It'll likely be off a couple times this week. Just saying.
Okay.
J-Pow's speaking tomorrow, so we're off today going into tomorrow. And then we've got some other economic events later this week.
Gotcha. All right, Ben, no Shorbo trade on Friday, right?
No.
I don't believe so. All right, so Shorbo's not having the best month, all right? So that's why you want to be trading all these strategies. If you were, you'd be net positive by a good bit on the month, okay? But Shorbo's down 7.24% so far here in September. It's taken 9 trades. It's gone 4 for 9. All right, took one loss last week on Thursday of 175. Took 1 win on Monday for 100. So we expect a recovery here out of Shorbo. We're actually we'll be making some updates to the Shorbo strategy, okay? But it'll take some time. We're going to be using our AI prediction software, much like we're using on King Condor, which we kind of skipped over that. We don't have a date on it per se. We're collecting a bunch of data right now and back testing and paper trading, but we've got some exciting updates just for King Condor alone. We're giving ourselves more flexibility to move deltas and whether or not to enter trades based on some data and some AI that we're running. So very cool there. Same thing to come for Shorbo. All right, Ben, those are the results for our next gen strategies. I quickly, if you don't mind, I just wanted to share that I activated TQQ back on our wheel strategy. All right, so I was just going to pull that up here. I saw enough of our traders doing it, and I was like, I got to get back on. Let's use the capital. Let's start collecting some premium. So last week we had an option expiring on the 19th. All right, so this was opened the Monday prior. So I'm sorry, last Monday on the 15th. As we can see here, I was looking for TQQ to stay above $95. It was a $5 spread. I made $59 in premium here last week. If we take a quick look at TQQ, I don't even think we sniffed it, right? So you can see we want the daily bars here. So this was my setup. I entered here on the 15th, all right, on this green bar. Wanted to stay above 95, did so the whole time. Quick, easy $60. Love that. Love that on the wheel. If I get assigned and I get 100 shares of TQQ at a discount, I've had worse things happen. So, Ben, let's go into the bot shop and let's talk Shorbo. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's talk BenBot.
We are done with Shorbo now. There we go. We're going into the BenBot. So for anybody that's been sticking around, we've been talking about our next gen strategies and breaking them down step by step into the exact logic that we're using for our bot. So you can trade these strategies manually if you would like. However, we're confident that after trading manually for a couple of weeks, that you're going to want to just automate these trades. It's just a lot easier. You don't have to think about it as much. So we covered King Condor. That took like 9 weeks. We covered Shorbo. That took about 6 weeks. And now we're moving on to the BenBot, which will be shorter. We're going to cover this in about 6 weeks as well, I guess. Today being the intro and showing results. I'll pull up my trade log. Actually, Dillon, maybe we'll pull up the calendar. We'll just go month by month so we can look up and we can see how we're faring over the course of time, since at least I've been trading it live, right?
Absolutely. And I'll pull that up. And Ben, apologies if you may have said this. I was actually just looking at some results. We got to make sure that we fix that to say BenBot base.
Oh no. All right, hold on.
You don't have to do it now. Or you know what? Do it now. I'll pull up the results for BenBot again so we can take a closer look. All right. So sharing screen. Nothing to see here, people. Nothing to see here. You know what we do need, though? We need a change in the music. Let me get that going. All right. So while Ben's fixing his little situation, let's look again at BenBot. Okay, so we're going back. We're going to go into the bot shop. We're going to talk fundamentals of this strategy. So let's go back to the beginning of the results quickly. All right, this bot is not. This is not a back-tested result or anything like that. These are all live trades taken initially internally from our team and Ben. And then launched in July. All right. So again, this is March of 2025, made nearly $900 per unit on your 25K. That's a 4.16% return. 3.38 in April. We'll call it 6% in May. 1.6% in June. Minus 1.3% in July. 1.2 in August, and call it 0.8% thus far in September. So again, this is the bot in which we build our model portfolios around. It's the most consistent. It is a bullish strategy that trades, not the entire market, obviously, but one weighted similarly. Ben, let's get into it.
Yes, let's go back. All right, so today, just going through the intro, some results. We've got the BenBot. We're going to go over these topics. Now, what's different between what we're going to cover with BenBot and what we did with other strategies are there's no backtesting BenBot because there's no specific defined logic that we can rinse and repeat over a course of time. So we're just going to look at historicals, and we're going to talk about theory of if we were to change one thing or another, how would that impact the overall trade? So I'll say it might be a little bit more brainy than the other ones where we've got charts and numbers and stuff. Gotta think about it a little bit more, how changing the strategy could impact the overall results. So for today, not many slides. We're just going to go through the overview of what the BenBot is, what it does, what type of results we've been seeing with the BenBot. So we like to say that the BenBot is PeakBot's safest strategy. And when we say safest, no investment strategy is safe. Just know that. But this has.
But there is always a safest among a bunch.
Right? Yes. Yeah, of course. This has the lowest drawdown of all of our strategies. And you can see to the right, the max drawdown this strategy has seen since March of this year is minus 2.8%. And that's seeing the market dip and seeing the market shoot up, seeing the market just chop back and forth. We've actually had a pretty good variety of market conditions this year.
Yeah.
High volatility, low volatility, bearish, bullish. Like we've been bouncing all over the place. And this strategy has held up through that. I will say that it does seem like this strategy does best in a higher volatility, like neutral-ish market, loosely defined trend. And we'll go through the results and see that. But we want to look at this as more of a long-term investment style strategy, even though this is trading every day. And you do need $25,000 per unit because one, you have to buy 100 shares per unit of IWM, and two, it's day trading. So you need to be PDT eligible to trade this strategy. And we say long-term investment style strategy. Most people are used to trading covered calls on longer dated options, right? Most people that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, I really like Apple. I think we're going to go up over the next year or so. So they'll buy Apple and then they're going to sell a call way out of the money on Apple to collect an extra, some people call it an extra like dividend, an extra paycheck, if you will, just extra premium on owning those shares. And then of course, if Apple shoots up above your call, you're going to get called away at that price. So you don't participate in exponential gains in that regard. But for more of this slow and steady growth path, covered calls are very popular investment or options trading method. Uh, so we're doing the same thing. We're just doing it every day. We're selling a daily cover call on IWM at the money, rounded up, right? So if IWM is trading at 239.50, we're going to sell the 240 strike price. We're going to sell the 240 call, and we're going to collect premium on selling that call. And if we get a move up in our direction and IWM closes the day out above 240, we're going to, at least in the example I just gave, we're going to realize a $50 gain on the shares because we bought at 29 or 239.50 and we sold at 240. So there's 50 cents there. It's a $50 gain plus whatever premium we collected. That's how that strategy works. Now, if there's a move down during the day, there are adjusting entries, and this is what I believe gives PenBot its edge. It's the losing days don't hurt as bad because there are adjustments down to where we can collect more premium, and we're not going to lose as much as IWM is going to lose in any particular day because we're collecting premium on that way down.
I want to give an example here as well, Ben.
There we go. Cool.
Yep.
So you can see here we entered at, what is that price?
So yeah, we entered at 225 and change, and again, this is back in July, but just as an example, entered at 225 and change, call it 225.50, sold the call at the money at 226, so that became our profit zone above 226. This was an example of a losing trade, but the trade only lost $33 due to the example you were just giving, right? So when the price is moving against us here, rolling the calls down, collecting additional premium, limiting our losses, right? Lessening the blow. So as you can see on this day in particular, IWM did nothing but decrease in price, never came anywhere close to 226. So that's going to be a losing day for that trade. But that trade could have been a lot worse had we not rolled the strike down to 225, collected additional premium. All right, call it, I mean, it varies day to day, right? And depending upon when you're doing it, but just call it another $50 in premium, right? That this loss could have been an $80 or $90 or $100 loss. So I just want to give a visual there for you.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. And we'll dive into this and other slides later on. Now, we say it's a bullish strategy here. Ideally, we want to be bullish on the day. It is neutral, and it's also even slightly bearish. So it's a pretty versatile strategy. The time that you do get burned, because there's always a scenario with pretty much every strategy where you get burned. And if it's not an instant burn, then it's a slow burn. But the time that you get burned is if IWM drops tremendously in a single day. Tremendously meaning 2% or higher. That's it's a pretty big move for an ETF like IWM, which is looking at 2,000 small cap tickers collectively. Now, the overall stats here. Let's talk about this. Right now, this hasn't been trading for a year, so we're annualizing the return that we have so far. 27.7% annualized return. I don't
market beating.
I don't know anybody that's going to complain about that.
I do. I know.
I shouldn't have said that. There's plenty of people that will complain about that.
They shouldn't.
I don't know how to rephrase this in a nice way, so I'm just not going to.
Okay, deal. Keep it moving.
That breaks down to roughly a 2.3% monthly return. Again, you do need $25,000 in cash. The win rate that we see is about 64.6%. Now, you might argue that, hey, this strategy is dependent on a bullish day. Sometimes bearish days win too because of those adjustments down and depending on how much premium we're collecting, which again, those roll downs is again where I believe our edge lies in this strategy. The average win, $106 per day. The average loss, $117. Now, as vol has been decreasing, we've seen that number drop down a little bit. And when we pull up the calendar again, we'll see what we're getting these days. Max drawdown, as mentioned before, just 2.8%. We're trading just about every day. 21 trading days in a month. We're trading about 20 out of those 21 days. And as of right now, the trade limit is actually it's 2 units. So there needs to be another change there. So you can trade up to 2 units on BenBot. We might increase this in the near future for those that want the increase. You'll have to message us. There's going to be a rate adjustment, so on and so forth. But that's the high-level overview of the strategy. As mentioned, we are going to cover a number of different topics. Next week, we'll cover the entry criteria, what goes into that. Then we'll talk about strike price, stops and take profits, overnight holds, and then a simple variation of this strategy that you don't even need a bot for. You do need to remember to place the trade every day at the entry, but then you kind of just let it sit. So we'll talk about that in the coming weeks. Dillon, you want to pull up the calendar real quick, and then let's get this wrapped.
Yep. So let's remove this, pull this up. All right, so Ben, a couple things I wanted to do quickly too. So we're going to go back to March, and what I did, Ben, was I broke out the months here so we can see. Cool. I just wanted to give a visual. So in March, I'm going to flip back and forth here. Okay, so here's March. All right, so we're going to zoom in. March, down month for IWM, and if we click in on BenBot, made 4.1%. Perfect example, right? We're trading every day. There are going to be red months on IWM, but if we can find the opportunities to win on down days because of our roll down approach, and or there's enough green days, then we're gonna be just fine. So March, IWM lost. All right, BenBot won. Let's look at April. All right, so we open April up here. Big, crazy volatility, right? Like we knew April was ridiculous. Big drop off here, a couple crazy days in a row. And then it did end up recovering, not quite back to where it was. All right. So another red month for BenBot and another, another green month for,
red month for IWM, green month for BenBot.
Thank you. All right. So I can then just go from here because the rest of the months, all right, have been green. All right. Maybe July here was actually just a little red based on the last day that it dropped down here. Okay, but I wanted to show you that BenBot is making money through all market conditions. The only month it lost was July here, which as you can see was kind of an odd month, you know, not necessarily sideways, but a lot of chop there. So no real trend for a lot of it. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to show BenBot compared to the stock itself. Again, right now, last month it made 1.2%. Right now it's about 0.8. So fantastic strategy. Love the approach here, and only more to come.
Awesome.
All right. What else, Ben?
I think that's about it. I mean, we've got some. Let's do economic events real quick. I feel like that's kind of a staple that we need to stick to, but maybe I'm wrong in thinking that.
Nope, you're right.
Let's go ahead. Get that up here, and then we got to wrap because we got market opening in 15 and we still got to record the recap.
Yes.
All right, what do we got going on this week? Well, we got a lot of Fed speeches today. Bunch of stuff. UN General Assembly all week. Going into tomorrow, we've got a J-POW speech a little afternoon Eastern, so we'll be looking out for that. Bots will be off going into tomorrow. You never know what J-POW's going to say. A lot of stuff going on Wednesday. Not enough to be too concerned. On Thursday, we've got GDP numbers. We've got durable goods. We've got, I thought I saw PCE. We've got mortgage rates, which will be interesting to see. PCE is on Friday. So, yeah, we've got, and then Michigan and consumer sentiment report on Friday as well. So we've got quite the back half of the week in terms of economics data that's going to be released. I think we're going to have to go back with some numbers, make a decision on if bot is going to be on or off, and that's going to be based on how the bot has performed through these particular conditions previously. So TBD on that, but stay aware that all of that is happening. I'm going to check out Financial Juice real quick, see if anything is happening of note. We've got Trump announcement on medical findings after the market closes today, so not going to affect us. Other than that, I don't see anything of note today. Yeah, so that's about it.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. All right. Again, we reviewed all of our automated strategies. These are, by the way, BenBot available exclusively on Tradier.
Good point.
So check that out. All right. If you have any questions about our bots, you have an interest in trying them out for yourself, go on over to PeakBot.com. All right. Schedule some time with our team. We will see if you're qualified. And if so, we will get you up and running on, I'll say it, the best bots out there for the everyday retail trader. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be live once again on Friday at noon Eastern for the Automation Station Trader Trivia, some more opportunities to win some free PeakBot, and we'll take a look at how the week went. So thanks again. And as always, we'll see you at the peak. Take care, everybody.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.